Welcome to another episode of Alpha Intuition Podcast, where I'm here to help you become the CEO of your life. I am your host, Keisha L. Blair, aka Keisha the Electrician. And if this is your first time watching, please make sure that you like, subscribe, and share this with somebody that you almost like. Now, Alpha Intuition family, I want you guys to know I had to take my glasses off for this one. I have a really special episode for you guys today. I have a lost episode that I located back from a year and a half ago when I was at the podcast summit in 2024. I did an interview with Runway Billionaire. You guys know who I'm talking about, right? He is the automation king, person who talks about always making money in your sleep. And he's got all these different tools. And I had an opportunity to sit down with him. So look, I'm just going to go ahead and just bring it up without further ado. So I'm going to stick it up here and we're going to watch it together because I really started to watch it. And I said, you know what? I just want to watch it in real time. I don't even want to watch it without you guys. So let me go ahead and put this on and we are going to watch this together. Let's see here. All right, here we go, y'all. And I might end up saying some stuff on the side too. So let me put my glasses back on so I can see what's going on. Yeah, I'm probably going to end up commentating this. This is kind of crazy, but here we go. Let's see what I got to say. Let's see what he got to say. This is crazy. And before we get started, a year and a half ago, like 16 months in June, this was, I think Podcast Summit 2024 was July 4th of 2024. So, let's just think about how much AI has changed in the last year and a half. But we're going to talk about it. But I believe Runway Billionaire mentioned some stuff to where he was right. So here we go, y'all.
Yeah.
Now, I know I mentioned to you briefly, right, that I am in an AI resistant field.
Yeah.
So what I want to do is to talk to you about what you do. So I want you to tell me about, I have a couple of questions here.
Let's do it.
All right. So my first question is, I want you to tell us, me and my audience, about your career and what inspired you to pursue the field that you're in.
So I'll tell everybody some of the best things that happened by accident. I was actually a tattoo artist for 15 years. I was in that industry, and while being in that industry, one of the things that I noticed very early on, because very demanding, I was very good at what I do, so it's very demanding, that I only got paid when I worked. And I heard a quote that say, if you don't figure out how to make money while you sleep, you'll work until you die.
Wow, I like that.
And for most people, we don't got no problem working, but we don't want to work till we die.
That's right.
So I had to figure out other ways to produce other streams of income. I got in searching some of those things, and I realized that one of the niches that really, really helped me was marketing. I just understood marketing better than a lot of average entrepreneurs. And that's how I got into this space.
All right, nice. So I know you guys probably hear some of this noise we have going on in the background. Runway Billionaire and I met at the podcast summit. And so we just started chopping it up. He started telling me about him being in a field of automation and me being an electrician, which I consider a field of AI resistant jobs. Yeah. So that's how we just kind of figured, even though we're kind of like the polar opposites in what we do, but it's something like, what I wanted to see how we can take this business and also leverage it, because AI is definitely a tool. I'm not saying don't ever use it. Yeah. What I'm saying is that you need to use it for what it is, and that is a tool. So why don't you talk about that?
So I think that a lot of people are already using AI, used to using AI. And when I say that, whenever you call your bank, it's an automatic service.
That's right.
That is what AI. You know what I'm saying? So we already used to using AI, and we're already used to going through that process before we talk to a real human. So my stuff is not so much like, okay, how do I replace our employees with AI? Mine is more so, how do I get my employees to embrace AI for us to be more productive or more effective in our day-to-day operations of what we're doing? And when I started to bring AI into my business, and we really started to embrace it for our business, it allowed us to, go upwards of 20% in productivity.
Oh, wow.
If you go up 20% in productivity, you go up 20% in revenue.
That's right. That's right.
So that's the concept of how I looked at AI. That was pretty much what I brought to the team of, because again, my staff is based out of the Philippines, 90%. So, of course, a lot of them were kind of worried that, this AI wave would kind of replace them. And I save a lot of money on staff by employing overseas. So, I was like, no, we're not going nowhere. We're going to leverage this thing and be able to make us more productive, and we're going to use it to our advantage. And that's what we've been able to do. We've been able to do it not only for our business, but also help other entrepreneurs and business owners understand the power of AI as well.
Okay, I'm going to adjust your camera just slightly because I'm looking here and it seems like you're not all the way in the.
Okay.
Just crank it down. Just I think that's better right
there.
That's
cool.
Okay, cool. Now I'm going to stop there real quick. It's like, how many of you have virtual assistants out there that may have been in fear of AI taking their job? And then you got to think about it. Do you even still need your virtual assistant right now if you're using one of the AI tools that they have out there? I mean, just think about the people that they actually use to help create videos and just do different things like that AI has actually done. So this, like I said, you guys, this was like 16 months ago. This was in July of 2024. So anyway, we're going to continue the discussion. Yeah, I don't want to be sitting there talking and it's like, is he AI or what? You know what I mean?
Am I AI?
Exactly.
They be thinking like, all right,
wait a minute. Did she auto-generate him?
Come on now.
All right, cool. So tell me a little bit more about your company and what your company does.
Okay, so we are a marketing and software company. It's two components of our company. We are a full service company. So we help every entrepreneur and business owner from lead generation to Instagram, TikTok marketing, YouTube marketing, Google marketing, ads, funnels, websites. We are a full service agency. And the reason why I started the agency, we wasn't a full service agency at the beginning. But the reason why we turned into a full service agency is because me as a business owner and entrepreneur, I would hire agencies that would not fulfill on their promise. They would overpromise and undeliver. I would burn money, having this agency, having this company, and not say that every agency is bad, but I pride myself in being able to deliver not only quality, but also just an outstanding service to our client base. And I wasn't getting that. So I said, yo, you know what? I'm gonna just take matters into my own hands. And I feel like every big business that we look at right now, there's a story of how they got there.
That's right.
I'm a Lamborghini owner. So if anybody
knows, that was yours outside. My son was like, Mom, I'm Lamborghini outside. I said, I know who that is. Okay.
So if you know the story about Lamborghini, he went to Ferrari and was telling him how he could make the car better. And he's like, I mean, you don't know what you're talking about. Go back to building tractors.
Wow.
And then he went back and he went and said, okay, cool. You're not gonna listen to me. I'm gonna go make a car that's better, and I'm gonna take all the imperfections that I was telling you about and go make a car. So I feel like out of every hardship or controversy or whatever you want to call it, roadblock, comes a business that changes the direction of the industry. So that's what I pride myself on. Yeah,
that's good. So that's almost like, instead of you trying to get comfortable in somebody else's lane, you just make a lane of your own and you don't worry about somebody else's lane.
1000%. Because for somebody who do something amazing, that's the person that paves the path and open the door for you. But then you got the people who don't do the good business, and you take their pitfalls and then you turn it into success.
That's right.
So shout out to all the people who just didn't have the business structure. Those things taught me a lot of things, even though I wasted a lot of money. Those lessons taught me how to do business the right way.
That's right. So you took that failure and turned it into an opportunity.
100%.
That's right. Hey, I love it. All right. I'm going to ask you, okay, here's my second question. I'm going to try to keep it to like 3 questions. The second one is, what does a typical day look like for you in your job?
That's good. So I wake up. I got a big family, so I got.
All right, y'all, I'm about to just stop there. I was really interviewing this man. I mean, can y'all believe it? I'm sitting there looking like the HR representative. I'm gonna have to clown myself real quick. I'm sitting up here really, really looking like I am seriously interviewing this man. But I was like, you know what? That was probably back in my first 10 episodes. And this is episode 67. So, you got to laugh at yourself. And look, at the time I was actually, in the 7-figure podcast community. And one thing that I believe David Shands, he always says is that you always look back at your previous episodes and wish that they would have been better. So that's the thing that would make me just keep on going, because I knew that every time I did a different episode, I would get better. I never even imagined myself sitting here interviewing myself or watching myself to commentate. But anyway, let me get Runway off screen from looking like this. Let me go and play y'all.
Got 7 kids.
Nice.
So it all depends on what time of the year it is. When my youngest child is homeschooled. So what a day look like? I wake up. I try to, get like a little walk in, 30-minute walk, get some exercise in, and just, just just get it going. You know what I mean? I do sit in the office all day. I got a fly office, but sometimes
is it automated and everything?
Oh man, the office is fly. We got the whiteboard. You know what I mean? The vibe board.
Oh, the one where it's like automatic, like the touch board.
Yeah, we got 4 or 5 monitors. So when you sitting there throughout the day, you know what I mean. Sometimes you want to get up, get that walk. So I get that walk in, and then what I do after that, I have a meeting with the team. We go through, what we need to do throughout the whole entire day.
Okay.
Get the objectives, and the most part, I'm on social media after that. You know what I'm saying? For the most day. Yeah. So it's always fun though. It's always fun.
So the kids come first. First thing I heard you say, you want to talk about the kids.
1,000%. The babies come first. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
And for me, I know I have 4, and even though they're older, but they're always like my driving force. They're the ones that keep me going and keep me generating new ideas and try to keep me out there. So I can
They keep me on my toes.
They
let me know what content is popping right now. They let me know what's trending right now. So they my viral creators.
Look, my son was like, he said something about, Mama, that's somebody's drip. And I'm like, what's dripping? And he said, no, that's what she wear. I'm like, oh, I didn't even know what that was. Right. So
right.
Absolutely. They keep us in tune.
Yeah.
All right. That's beautiful. Now I'm going to say this too. So Runway Billionaire is probably one of the nicest people I have ever met. I mean, when I met him at the podcast summit, I didn't even know he was actually going to be speaking on stage that same day, later on that afternoon. But, he's just real down to earth, real cool people. I saw him pouring in, kids that were walking around, just pouring all kind of game into them. So he's somebody who's really genuine. And, the fact that he actually even had an opportunity that he sat down with me, he was just like, okay, let's do it. And anyway, bro, he's cool. So anyway, let's get back to the interview. So, let me see, I got one more here for you. Let's see. Third question is, this is a good one. What skills or qualities do you think are essential for success in your profession? Man, I am seriously acting like HR. What is wrong with me, y'all? Oh my gosh. Okay. All right, let's get back.
Well, I think the qualities and skills that's essential for any profession. I think when we look at success, and this might be, I might get a lot of backlash for this or a lot of hate for this because it sounds typical, it sounds cliche, but I think one of the things that people undermine a lot is just the mindset that it actually takes to actually just be a successful entrepreneur. Mm-hmm. I think people just wake up and they think, oh, I just put a link in my bio and I got successful. A lot of people don't look at, 30 years of my life, my mom was on drugs, my dad wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? I grew up on a drug infested block. To how did I go from that to being the youngest Black tattoo shop owner in the world when I opened my shop? How do I go from that to being, a full-time father and 7? Like, how do I do all these things? And I think a lot of people just don't work on their personal development. It's a lot easier to make an excuse for the way your life is or what's going on in your life to just take ownership and say, yo, I'm really going to do the things that change my life. But for me, just mindset is everything. I say it's mindset, it's skill set, and then it's tool set. Like if I give you the mindset to do it, what I tell you to do, you're going to be able to do it. If you got the skill set and you don't have the mindset, you're going to have all the potential in the world, but not the mindset to execute on that potential. So for me, it's just all about just being able to think different, man, and just being outside of your environment. And also just getting around people who are successful. Like when I meet successful people, it's not really no big hack that they tell me how to get to the next level. Is the basic stuff. It's that foundational stuff. Staying consistent, working hard, being diligent, being dedicated, you know what I'm saying? Being disciplined. It's all of those foundational things. And when you look at it across successful people, I look at what's the difference between the people who are successful for a short period of time and the people who are successful for a long period of time. And it's really the discipline and the consistency. That's right. And time just catch up to that. And eventually you look at yourself where you've been working so hard for so long and been so consistent that your bank account reflects that. That's right. That's right. That's right. I love it. So I know this being my first episode for the Weekly Plug with Keisha the Electrician to talk about AI resistant job. Okay, let me just stop right there because I was trying this new thing back then to where I said, okay, I'm going to start a new podcast called the Weekly Plug. I just decided not to do it. That's when I went into doing more seasons for Crafting Careers That Build. So this is the season that we're in, which is why I chose to show this episode here.
for episode 67. But yes, I was going to do something called the weekly plug, but I chose not to. So anyway, let me continue.
Yeah.
Now I want people, and I heard you say some of it, but I want you to tell me one thing that you can think of that you do the AI will never be able to replicate.
I don't think AI would ever be able to think like me. Exactly. Right. So I think like even when we using things like ChatGPT, they are good, but it's how you prompt it, and it's really about the input. The input determines the output. So ChatGPT ain't gonna be able to give you an output if you don't give it the right input. So just my experience in life that I have, my knowledge, my wittiness, just how I am, my personality, I don't think that it will ever be able to think like me. AI is not going to be able to take a speaking job.
That's right.
AI can chop this podcast up and do some editing and take out the best clips, but it's not going to be able to have this real life interaction like what we're having right now. There are going to be some things that AI is just not going to be able to do. Yes, it will do a good job and it will be able to enhance some of the jobs, like it'll be able to replace some copywriters and things like that, but it can't install empathy.
That's right.
It can't install just I can give it all the knowledge about me and the experience and it can sum it up, but it can't really just have the opportunity to just go and do what we did today and create the moment.
That's right.
I think we're a long time from that, but just AI is great, but the personal experience and the personal connection, I don't think AI would be able to grasp that. So I think as long as we are able to understand, our authenticity and understand that we are the most valuable asset.
That's right.
And understand that we are smarter than the AI and the AI is not smarter than us. We tell the AI what to do. The AI don't tell us what to do.
Yeah, man, that's it right there. He said we are smarter than the AI. We tell AI what to do. AI don't tell us what to do. Remember that when you go into these different AI tools, and remember that you are the creator. It is helping you. It is a tool that you use. So that's fire what he just said.
As long as we understand that, then the AI resistance will always be there, and it won't essentially replace us. It'll only enhance what we do. It's like one of the things that I say, everybody say, "Oh, Runway," you know what I'm saying? They give me that name because I always dress nice, right? But I always didn't have I always didn't have the best clothes, and we always ain't had the most money. So I would take my hand-me-downs from my uncle and I will put it together. You know what I mean? And I tell them like it ain't about what's on you, it's what's in you.
I'm gonna pull this back because I want to be able to see that runway chain.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah. You see? Yeah, he got that on. That's nice.
So it's a saying that say it ain't what's on you, it's what's in you.
That's right.
So I think that the AI is what's on you, but what's really in you is what really makes it.
Absolutely, I love. He said the AI is on you, but what really make it is what's in you. That's a bar right there. Of that, and so you mentioned about replicating emotion, and AI cannot do that. So I was listening to one of the speakers that just happened to be talking about things that AI can do, and they're talking about in the future how AI they're wanting to have it to where it can be a co-host for a podcast to where you can just take it. But me personally, I don't think that's going to work because just as you mentioned, it's not going to be able to replicate personality, style, charisma. It can sit here and give me answers all day long, but it's not going to be able to do and have this connection that
could you imagine me trying to ask the AI a tough question that's going to yield a response that's going to be a viral moment, and the AI is like just responds in a way that
I think it's going to be like watching paint dry, honestly, to where it's just going to be so stale. I don't think it's even going to be worth it, but that's just my take.
Now I think it evolved and it'll do some other cool things, but I just don't think that's going to be one of them. Like nobody want to hear you talk to an AI.
Nobody want to hear you talk to an AI.
Fab, and somebody will find an interesting way to do it, an influencer or a little show, and they'll figure out how to monetize it. But something that's going to last long, like when we look at speakers, and we look at the Oprah Winfrey's, and we look at, the Dave Ramsey's, we look at, the real people who've been a pioneer and, a practitioner of this thing for a long time, is
I'm gonna say like E.T. because he's somebody that I study under. It's like there's no, and even I can tell when somebody posts a clip and it's AI and it's not his voice. I don't even want to hear it because your sheep know your voice, right?
Yeah.
And it don't sound like him.
Yeah.
Nope, I'm not doing it.
100%.
Same thing with like Oprah. Like that ain't Oprah.
Yeah.
I mean, you just kind of know. So when people hear your voice or they know that it's you, they know your style. They're like, that ain't Runway. We ain't doing it.
Yeah. Now again, I think that it advanced and it get to a point where there be some interesting things like that AI can do, like and I'm just saying, like, again, I'm always looking to how can we benefit from AI.
Yeah.
So you might be sending out, your invitations for people to join your podcast, and you probably have an AI that can call the person by name and do research on the person and send them a personalized video to invite them as a guest. But once they get there, it's you. You know what I'm saying? So I do think it's going to be some things that we can leverage, but I think it got a long way to go. I'm excited to see, like, to explore. I'm not, I'm not nonchalant about it. I'm not, trying to steer away from it. I honestly think that it's going to be a very, very big opportunity for us to, scale our businesses if we look at it that way.
Absolutely. So you mentioned something earlier. You talked about revenue, and I've said this time and time again that time is the company or corporate revenue. When you're saving time, you're actually making money.
Yes.
So that's what AI does. It is a tool that helps companies to save time so they can generate more revenue. So let me tell you guys something. I actually revised that to where I say now time is a speaker's revenue, or time is a speaker's currency to generate revenue. So time is a speaker's currency to generate revenue. So if you are speaking, coaching, teaching, whatever that may be, time is your currency to help you generate revenue. And actually, AI is one thing that you can use to help you build better, faster, and to generate revenue better. Just adding value.
Yeah.
And that's a great thing. So we don't want to get that confused because people think, oh, so what about the people? Well, the thing is, it may, I'm going to say replicate or take over some jobs.
Yeah.
But they're still going to need someone to, once those machines or once that program goes down, you're still going to need somebody that knows how to fix it. So you just have to level up with your skills.
And everything is going to have an update.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Everything is going to have an update. And, I do want to say that I feel for those people who, might have lost those jobs. But, also, what could you do to increase your knowledge and your value as a person?
Correct.
You know what I mean? These companies, they're only doing what's good for their bottom line.
Correct.
So I can't necessarily say that it's wrong or right. As a company who's looking at profit margins and looking at different things, they have to do what they have to do for their bottom line. So if they find something, a system in place that they could put in place and they could utilize this AI, and they don't have a use for this extra $300,000 or $200,000 budget, and it can save the money, what company wouldn't save the money? Now, how they go about it, it's not my company, so I can't say.
Yes.
But as the worker, how do we prepare ourselves in a world with these new information being introduced to the world? Because the one thing about AI is we don't have to be on the resistance side of it. We don't have to be on the fall of it. We can actually say, okay, cool. Because we could be a part of it.
Exactly.
Because they're making it to where as though everybody can use it. So how do we use it for our benefit? That's more so of what I'm pushing. Yeah, that's more of the mindset and the concept that I want people to say, hey, like, these jobs are using it and we got access to it. Normally when jobs have access to things, it's tools and resources we don't have access to.
Correct.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
But we have access to these tools and resources, so it's just about us using them.
Exactly. So people need to do is to understand with anything, when you don't level up, you're gonna get left behind. So you got to figure out a way to make yourself marketable and 100%. To stay up to date, like you said, to utilize these resources, to 100%. Develop yourself, to make sure that you stay relevant and that you stay current on everything that's out there. Like I said, even if you got to go to your kids, right?
Yeah.
Let you know what's new out there, what's hot and what's fresh, to help you keep your mind and everything up to date, so AI doesn't consume what you have.
1,000%.
All right, well, I'm going to thank you so much. First of all, like I said, this is just ecstatic. Thank you being my first guest.
Yeah.
Runway Billionaire, y'all. So I'm going to give you an opportunity to tell people where to find you on social media and then give us any final words.
Y'all can find me on Instagram at runway_billionaire. Y'all see my face. I look the same. Y'all see me on there. That's what it is on all platforms. I do put out a lot of content on marketing, I do put out a lot of content on AI. So I hope that you guys don't take it as a resistance, and you can take this as an opportunity to just learn and really grow. I hope that this episode was value, and I hope that you guys tap in.
All right, guys. Well, you guys heard it here first. And I want to thank you guys for joining me on my very first episode of the weekly plug with Keisha the electrician. All right, so you guys, you already know how to find me. I'll make sure that I put in social media information in the link so that you guys can go ahead and follow Runway Billionaire. But until next week, I want you guys to do one thing. You already know what it is. Keep that energy. Peace, y'all.
Let's go.
All right. So wow. For this to be 16 months ago, I'm looking at myself like, man, I can't believe, just some of the things that I've done since then and, how far I've come. So yeah, Runway dropped some great gems in there. And Runway, if you this, I just want you to know, look, I'm sorry. It took me 16 months to get this out, but I think I changed computers and I had all stuff that happened, but I did search for it. And when I found it, I was like, oh my God, I got to air this. So I hope I did you some due justice by actually, posting it the way that I did. I know that there's probably some other things I could have done with the sound, but I'm still working on that. But anyway, look, y'all heard them gems that he dropped where he was talking about, just things that you can do with AI, and it ain't what's on you, it's what's in you. Man, that's the bar of the night right there. I love it. Well, look, or I should say the bar of the morning. But I want to thank you guys for rocking with me. Look, this was great. And if you are someone that is worried about losing your job, you're thinking about how do you change careers and get into an AI resistant job, they are out there. There are over 500,000 open skill trades positions right now. You guys, look, it's doable right now. I don't know how old you are. You can start at any age. I know, like my last guest that I had on last week, she was 49. I think that's what Rosa, the female HVAC tech, and now she's Rosa, the female electrician tradeswoman. Rosa's getting it. So, you guys need to make sure that if you are in jeopardy of losing your job, get you an AI resistant career, get you an AI resistant job to where you can use AI to help you generate revenue for your career. All right, you guys. So that is it for episode 67 with Runway Billionaire. He's teaching you how to make money while you sleep. Even 16 months later, is still relevant. So, by the way, I forgot, y'all, my book is out. Alpha Intuition, Don't Stop, Keep Climbing. Yes, it is out. I'm going to drop it in the link to where you can go and purchase your pre-sale. So it's out for pre-sale. The actual release date is January 2nd of 2026. But you guys go ahead and get your copy now. And I will let you know, there's going to be more to come with that because I actually want to do, some special packages and different things like that. Of course, y'all see my Alpha Intuition shirt. So we got shirts coming. We got merch coming. There's all kind of things that are going to be coming in January. But I did make sure I released the book on my birthday, which was November 21st. And so it's out there. It's out there for pre-sale. So you guys go make sure that you pre-order your copy so you can get it at the first of the year. And it's Alpha Intuition, Don't Stop, Keep Climbing, a journey of learning and transformation to becoming the CEO of your life. And if you are someone who is interested in becoming more organized and you need to know how to become more organized, I'm an organizational specialist. So you go ahead and book your CEO Mindset Alignment call, and I can help you out with that as well. But until next time, you guys, it has been great. I appreciate y'all for rocking with me. And you know what to do. You guys don't stop, keep climbing. Until next time, y'all keep that energy. We out. Peace.